Today we're going to be going over how to build the Halo Energy Sword. I have called it the Arbiter. So this is a quick sneak peek of the final look. We're going to be going over the build of how it looks like. So let's begin. Here we go. So first thing, I built this all at my outpost. So I have, I believe, tier 3 shipbuilding as well, and then piloting skill maxed out. So if that makes a difference, there you go. So I built it on my outpost. So we're going to start off with this cockpit right here. So you'll just grab this cockpit, and then I also have this landing bay. So this is going to be the essential, basically the handle of the energy sword. So we'll grab this. So we have the control station right here. So this is what I picked. You can pick whatever you want. I just wanted more crew stations, so I added that. So we'll throw that on top of here. And we're gonna make sure this is attached there. So essentially just adding this on. And then we'll grab this companionway. We'll add it right here. Again, up to your discretion of whether you want to use Stroud or whatever. I personally just like Stroud's interiors the best. So we're going to do 2 companionways right there. Now, we're going to grab the grav drive. I have the Aurora 13G grav drive just because I like how much power and all that came with it. So we're going to throw that right under the companionway right there. Then we have the mag inertial reactor. So same thing, preference. I prefer this one, just how much power it generates and all that. So I also didn't have as much money to get a bigger one, which I eventually will, just so I can get more max power on there for engines and shields and all that. But basically we're just going over the guide for this. So, and then I have this wing right here. So this is a Nova wing port. So we're going to add that onto the front near the cockpit right here. As far as weaponry goes, up to your discretion. I chose just what I wanted on mine. So we're going to add those 2 right there. And then we'll grab these engines. So I have White Dwarf engines here. We're going to add that to the control station. Slap 2 of those on there. One there, one there. Now, as far as docking port goes, I mean, it really doesn't mess with the design too much, so I just put it on here. This is my preference for shield. You get it through the Vanguard questline, very beginning of the Vanguard questline. So it, to me, is the best shield in the game so far, at least that I've seen. So I'm using this one. Doesn't mess with the design too much, so. Then we have the Hope Tech Nose B. So Hope Tech Nose B, just put that there so it looks more smooth. Then we'll have the Demo's Spine B, throw that right behind the cockpit. And then we have the Spine C, and we'll put that right behind there. That is essentially the handle. So next we are going to do the rest of the ship for the sword part. So we'll go with this right here. So I use the Stroud storeroom A. So it's a little bit different than like this one where it has like a different curve because it's going to be on the port. So I have that right there. Essentially 2 companionway and a storeroom right next to each other. And then same thing right here, opposite sides. Then same thing, Stroud. I picked the all-in-one berth 2x1A, and then a captain's quarters just because that's what I wanted in my ship. You can switch it up any way you want. So now we have that essentially, and now we're gonna go underneath, and we have these landing gears. So I have it where the curve is facing inward. So we're gonna throw this one right under this side, and this one right over here. So we have this middle path for our fuel. So these are the fuels I picked. This is a Reactor B class ship as well. Then we're gonna go over to our other side and just copy and paste. Alright, so now we have that. We're going to slap our other 2 engines on there. So a Nova 1040 engine on both sides, right behind the storerooms. Now this one is a little bit tricky. You just have to do it a certain way. So you have to put this tip on first. So you want to put it on like this, because these are going to be attached to this rather than these, because it can't attach to these sides. So we'll attach this middle piece right here, and this one right here. So these are the Nova cowlings. This is the middle piece, and then these are the front pieces. So that way you have the little arch. And then we'll just do the same with this side. Make sure to put that piece on first. Alright. So next we're going to go to the front portion. So we'll grab the Stroud Cap A for the top. Do that on both sides. And then from here, we're going to do the Stroud Nose Cap C. And we're going to put that directly under there. Same thing with this side. Like that. And then we have these Nova cowlings. So this has my missile launchers on them. That's just what I picked. That is completely up to you, whether you want the missile launchers there or not. So we're going to put that right here where it's touching the all-in-one berth, as well as this piece right here. Same thing with this side. Starting to get that build look. So from here, we're going to start building off of these Nova cowlings. So we're going to, we will do the Stroud Cowling 1LA-SB. And with this one, I do have the curve facing towards the outer edge. So essentially like this. I did this for the purpose of this piece right here. It needs to attach and have an attachment, so I did it like that. So we'll add these two, 1, 2 on each side. So you have that like that. Then we're going to get another Stroud Nose Cap C and put that on either side. Alright. So now we have the Demos Bracer A. So we're going to put that right in the middle between these two cowlings. Now this part is going to be underneath. So as far as cargo hold, it's really up to your discretion whether you want it. Originally, I did not put any on there, and I only had 200, but it's because I didn't have enough money to do so. So now, the way we're gonna do this is essentially the same as this. We have to put a certain piece on for everything to go together. So we're gonna get this Stroud Cap A, and we're gonna put it right here, so it's not touching this tip, but it's right in the middle here. So it's using that last attachment piece, like this. If we don't do this first, the landing gear will not connect. So we just basically have to do it like that. So we'll grab these landing gears, same ones that we've been using, the landing gear 11 Stroud as well. And we're basically going to attach that to the back of these. So get that like this. Get an underneath view. If I can get that. Maybe not. You can kind of see. Okay, from here, this is the last piece that we're doing. I have these cargo holds, so it doesn't decrease mobility too much. So with all of this, it makes it a 90 instead. If you do more cargo, you're going to lose a little bit more mobility. So I decided to do this. So right behind that landing gear, right under this piece right here, is where we're gonna slap that piece. So same thing on this side. Flip over so you can see it better, like that. And that is essentially our build. I ended up, after a suggestion, calling it the Arbiter. So it is the Arbiter. Is the build length, so you can't make it. I wanted to make it a little bit bigger, but unfortunately you can't go over 40 meters for length. So that's why it looks a little bit short. But that is essentially the build. On to the next piece. I will be going over what it looks like. So we'll on the interior as well as how it flies. So we're gonna go do that right now. You walk in through here. So this is the control room, and then to our left we have the companionway, and then right here we have the storeroom. Now this is going to be the front of the ship, so we have the captain's quarters here. I really like the interior of the captain's quarters for the shroud, so that's why I usually pick it. Hope Tech is also very good as well. As far as that goes, it's just a little bit smoother on the outside, so it looked better with the shroud. So now we're going to go across here, back through the control room. We're going to have the same essentially on this side, the companionway, and then the storeroom, and then here is where we're going to have the all-in-one berth. Now, like I said, you can switch it up to whatever you want. I just chose the all-in-one berth. What's up, Cora? Alright. And now heading to the cockpit. Don't mind, Sam.
You need something?
Heading to the cockpit right here. This is what it looks like on the cockpit. So let's get in, and then we will take it for a spin.
Separation complete.
This is what it looks like in third person, and then going to first person, you have this, which I really like the look of it. Just being able to see in first person like this, I think it's really cool. With this amount of power, you don't get too much engine. You get about half. You can do about half depending on what you do. So that's one thing I'm going to eventually upgrade. But overall design, these are the weapons I chose. Whatever, it's preference really for weapons, so pick whatever you want. But that's it. That is the build. Thank you guys all for watching.